Supply Chain Moves, the podcast where we take you behind the scenes of what actually makes e-commerce work. And today is a big day because we're starting a brand new series on the show. And if you've been here for a while, you know our first series focused on interviewing supply chain talents and experts, the people who make the machine run behind the curtains. That series helped so many DTC founders understand their operations in a way they'd never heard before. But now we're shifting gears. This new series is all about real operators, founders, and owners, the people in the trenches building DTC brands every single day. The wins, mistakes, pivots, the supplier headaches, the moment they almost quit, and the decisions that change everything. And we're kicking it off with someone who truly embodies these. Charlie, with his team members Daniel and Luke, they are deep from UK, is here in the Philippines. Charlie has been a Move client for over a year now, and instead of doing this episode over Zoom, they flew here to the Philippines, and we spent the week doing in-person planning, vendor visits, long chats about growth, and now we're finally sitting down to record this together. What I love about Charlie is how grounded he is. People don't fully get the brand until they try it, and once they do, they're hooked. And behind that is a founder who deeply understands the value of people, process, and community. In this episode, we talk about what surprised him on his PH trip, running a UK brand with Filipino talents for 4 years, the supply chain challenges he never expected, and the exciting next chapter for Dip as the brand grows even stronger. If you want to learn from real operators and not theories, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. I am very lucky to be hosting this podcast today. We have our clients from UK who visited us here in the Philippines. So I have here my co-host, my operations director, Claude, and we have here Charlie, Luke, and Daniel from Deep UK. So thank you for visiting us here in Manila. It's a short 3 days, I think.
3 days, yeah, short 3 days.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having us.
So we've been working together for years, especially in their supply chain management, and also a fan chance to be here in person, talk about their journey and what's it like building DTC brand from the UK and how Filipino talent has played a big role on their growth. So welcome again. Welcome to the Philippines. And how's the trip so far? So you arrived last night.
Yeah. We arrived late last night, yeah. So we haven't been here for very long, but it's been great so far. Everyone's been very welcoming. We had a lovely lunch earlier. So yeah, it's been really good.
And before here, you were in Japan for
You were there for about a month.
Is there a business development also in Japan?
There's definitely opportunity in the market, we think, to expand there. When is another question, but from seeing what we've seen whilst we were out there, we think that there's definitely opportunity.
For those who are new, how would you describe the brand and what inspired you to do it?
So the Dip brand is a health-focused, sustainability-focused cleaning brand, focusing on sort of care for the home and targeting the wellness niche, because we think that there are areas where it comes to cleaning products and everyday products that perhaps people don't know about when it comes to their health and sustainability that we think they should know about. And we're trying to solve that through our products and our content.
You've been working with a Filipino customer service for, I think, 4 years now.
Yeah.
How was the experience?
It's been brilliant from the start. Super attentive to our customers, always trying to learn more about the brand and always asking questions. And just, customers love Shalali. So, can't complain.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
And for remote teams, I know that you're going to hire remote talents in the future. What qualities or values are you could add?
I think attention to detail and sort of willingness to get involved and learn, and the communication, just being part of the team, not just being, a contractor on the side who's doing their thing, but really getting involved in the team and really bringing value to the whole company, which is what we found so far with every talent that's joined. It's really been integrated and really starting to build an ethos of the brand.
So with the staffing agency that we have, I've seen enough of remote talents being deployed. What I've seen that works is when the client treat the talent as an extension of
and not just a remote freelancer that they can come and go anytime. So I've seen a lot of talents, for Filipino talents, treated just like an employee, just living separately. So I think that's the experience that your customer service has been receiving on your end, because 4 years is quite long for remote, right? I mean, remote team members, they would shop clients because they have the flexibility to do so. But if the talent is with a company for more than 2 years, that says a lot about the brand that they work with.
Yeah, I just think we're really lucky to be living in a time where we can work with anyone in the world, and it's not been possible. And from the ground up, we've built in a way that where we are thinking, how can we source the best talent around the world, not just in the UK? And I think a big thing, again, working with agencies as well, is that if an agency is really external to the business, then the relationship doesn't tend to work as well. It really needs to be an extension of the company.
Looking back at your journey, what supply chain or operational challenges have surprised you the most as a UK brand? And how did our team working with you help make things easier? I know there's a lot of things going on, etc. But how are we able to help you with that?
In terms of operational surprises or difficulties that I didn't realise, I just didn't realise how complex it was as we were building it, and how much brain energy it would take up to try and manage that. Obviously, when we started, I was managing it myself and trying to forecast inventory and cash forecast and trying to get everything right. It was basically kind of just almost plucking numbers out the air and hoping. And then when we brought a team in from you guys, immediately it just made a massive difference. And it definitely took a while to get it perfect. A couple of months of iterating and improving, and we're still doing that. But now I almost don't even have to think about it. It's Addy and Laurie on the operations side have just been brilliant and just made my life so much easier. And so far, touch wood, we haven't had any issues in terms of inventory since they joined. It's been really, really sweet.
Actually, I'm glad that you recognize that it's quite complex, because one of the challenges that we face, especially for, when we start the partnership with our client, is they always think that, especially on inventory, they think it's very simple. But we tried to make that complexity to translate into a very simple way for the non-operational would really understand it. Especially in inventory, they just think it's just inventory, would just forecast. But, there's a lot of different techniques, strategies in terms of inventory. There's also different functionality. Like there is a demand and planning. There is also inventory when it comes to stock rebalancing, stock replenishment. There's other side of the inventory when it comes to finance inventory, the cash flow. That's also inventory, the cash flow, the assets and all, etc. Those are a lot, but I'm really glad to hear that our team were able to help you with that, Charlie. No?
Yeah, I think if you want to grow fast and as seamlessly as possible, especially if there are updates to products or new products joining the range, or any other sort of what look like small changes, create massive complexity when it comes to forecasting, particularly as a young brand where you don't have loads of data to go off and you don't have really consistent year-on-year forecasts yet. Trying to manage that all yourself whilst growing really fast is just, well, for me, I'm not smart enough to do that. So.
But we're it's very important your feedback as an owner, because as I was saying with the team, the demand forecasting is very different to the way how we just forecast on as a talent or as an employee, because there are some forecasts that or on the market inside that our team is not aware of. That's why your guidance and collaboration as a brand owner is very important. Because we can only forecast based on historical, but it's very important that you also instill, as a client, to the operations team, what is your vision for this product? What is your vision for this category? Like what you did earlier, that you're trying to, you have that time and patience to explain to the team, this is our vision for this category. This is what I want for the business. So in that way, we can incorporate in our, operational efficiency, as you were saying earlier.
Before this recording, we are discussing for about 2 hours, and what stuck with me is when I shared next steps and things to improve productivity. Charlie mentioned that as long as it will not take away our focus, your focus in growing the business, and the priority one is growing in UK. So that is a huge key takeaway for me, because we can be very successful in supporting you if we can help you grow without you having to remove your focus in what you're doing right now. So I think then something that we will focus on as Move Supply Chain as a staffing partner for you, so that you can continue working on your marketing, on business development, and growing. And of course, since you're growing, what other roles and staffing positions are you looking to hire in the future?
I think in terms of the operations, definitely. But I think we're also, with growth comes more requirements on the marketing side. And I think Dan, we spoke about it. The marketing team is small at the moment, and we get a lot out of it.
Up until now, it's been me and Luke wearing 1,000 different hats, and a couple editors, and some graphic designers. But it's mostly been us leading the kind of growth of the company, and with more growth, there becomes a point where you have to hire more talent. I think that's kind of the next stage for us.
We're excited to support you on that.
Yeah.
So what's next for the last question? Any exciting plans, upcoming launches? What can you expect?
Lots of exciting plans.
Yes.
We're working on improvements to the core product range. We know what customers want, and now we've just got to improve the formulas to give it to them. I think, as we were discussing earlier, there was also the sort of the feeler thrown out that Asia may be a possible market that we could move into, where perhaps what we offer hasn't really come to that market, and there's a lower competition threshold. So long as focus isn't taken away from what we're trying to do in the UK, that is an opportunity, and could be something that we take on. There's also new products coming. Don't want to say too much because because some of them are quite innovative and different to what's out there. But some really exciting stuff been put in the plans, and hopefully, sort of early next year, we'll start to see those come to fruition.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I think you're the first client that visited us here in the Philippines, aside from Andrew Faris, who was here last January. But most of the time, we go to US and visit them. So this is such a very overwhelming activity for us. We're so happy that you're here. Hopefully next time, longer days.
Yes, we definitely need to do that.
That's great.
In the summer.
And also, thank you for meeting your Filipino team, especially your customer service working for you for 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is our first time seeing each other.
Seen in person.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. So again, thank you and welcome to the Foodies. Next time we'll go to UK.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So we can eat balut later.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
What a way to kick off this new series. Conversations like this remind me why I wanted to shift the spotlight toward real operators and founders. Because when you listen closely, you don't just hear their wins. You hear their decision-making, their challenges, their pivots, and their mindset. And that's what actually helps you build a stronger business. Charlie's journey shows something I deeply believe. Brands grow when founders invest in people, in process, and in long-term thinking. From working with a Filipino talent for almost 4 years, to partnering with Move as Deep continued to scale, to flying to the Philippines to plan the next stage of his company, it's founders like him who make this work meaningful for us. If today's episode sparkled ideas for your own team, your supply chain, or your next stage of growth, connect with us at Move Supply Chain or join our Slack community. You'll meet other operators who care about building brands the right way. Huge thank you again to Charlie for joining us and his team for trusting our team and for setting the tone for this new series. This is Supply Chain Moves. I'm Lara, and I'll see you in the next episode.